In the past couple of weeks, I have seen multiple videos talking about how Disney has lost the theme park war to Universal, and I think that is simply just not true. In this video, we will dive into the logistics of these two corporations and really take a close look at their properties in Florida. We will touch on overseas properties as well, and also Los Angeles, but Florida is where all the hype is at because it is the theme park capital of the world, and the announcement of Epic Universe has everyone buzzing. We will talk about business strategy, politics, and statistics in this video, so get ready because it is going to be a wild ride. First off, I would like to talk about how we got to this point in time. As we all know, Walt Disney wanted to build a new theme park outside of Anaheim because of land constraints. That's where the idea of Disney World was formed and how it came to be in current-day Florida. Universal wanted to step in the already successful Florida market after the success in Los Angeles, and Universal Orlando was created. 5 years after Universal Orlando was created, construction began on Islands of Adventure, which shows how much of a success Universal originally was. However, during this time, Universal was still in Disney's shadow. By the time Islands of Adventure opened, Disney had already built 4 fully fledged theme parks, so Universal was definitely a bit behind in this so-called race. That was until the establishment of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Disney turning down J.K. Rowling was one of the biggest blunders of all time. Instead, the IP went to their direct competitors and they lost big. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter was a smash hit and is still very popular today. I, for one, absolutely adore the land. Now, of course, there was a bunch more events besides the opening of this land, but it's the only really major event that changed the course of this race. Guests started visiting Universal instead of Disney because of this Harry Potter land, and there was a lot more draw to Universal than ever before. Now, Disney did not shy away from this loss. In the following years, Disney opened up 3 lands at Disney World: the World of Avatar, Toy Story Land, and Galaxy's Edge. Now, here's the big question: who won here? Well, Universal definitely did. For once, they finally got the attention that they deserved and were a real competitor to Disney. In my opinion, Disney's answer with the World of Avatar was better, but who cares? Universal was on the map, and that is all that mattered. Universal followed the success with Diagon Alley and rode the wave of Harry Potter. They then built the world-class masterpiece that is VelociCoaster, and we are where we are today. Now, here is why I like Universal so much. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter is nowhere close to a land. It's in the title. It's a world. Everything from the food, to the stores, to the restaurant, it is completely immersive. You could buy a wand and interact with the land. Even if that is more of a cash grab than anything, it's a cool and unique addition that adds to the atmosphere. Disney was nowhere like this at the time, and their response tried to create this immersive world. The World of Avatar was a good attempt, but lacked the interactive element. Toy Story Land was just pathetic, and Galaxy's Edge hit it right on the dot, but it took them 9 years to catch up. Super Nintendo World is also another great example of world building by Universal. Every single detail is interactive, the food is themed, and every part of the land just works with each other. It's these lands that are the future of theme parks: interactive, fully fledged out ideas. So we are now in modern day. What is happening right now? Well, here's the laydown. Disney has seemed to be falling off. They had a whole political fiasco with Governor Ron DeSantis that put themselves out of a self-governing district. That was a big blow to their company and their ease of operating things out of Orlando. Universal has been operating under straight regulations this entire time, so they could only be laughing from the sideline. What Disney has recently done is raise prices. Fast Pass is no longer free, ticket prices are much more, and new attractions are lacking the Disney magic. However, this worked out exactly as planned for Disney. Attendance went down, who cares? Revenue went up. Yep, it actually did. And this kind of brings me to the next point of the video. There is extreme customer loyalty to the Disney brand. No matter how hard they are flopping at the box office, the mistakes they make in their theme parks, no matter how expensive it is, the brand will always bring people in. Universal does not have this strength. The name brand of Universal does not get you as far as the name brand of Disney does. Now, if you look at attendance numbers, Disney is still outpacing Universal in every way possible. Counting all 4 Disney theme parks, not even their water parks, Disney has a yearly attendance count of 47 million people. That's absolutely crazy. Universal, between their 2 parks, gets 21 million visitors. That's less than half of Disney. So like instantly right there, it's not even close, and you literally can't argue with hard data. However, this number is going to change when Epic Universe opens. I am so hyped for this park, and I do think it will be Universal's best park upon opening. They have learned how to perfect world building with Harry Potter and Super Mario, so this is probably going to be the best theme park in the world. But is that really going to hurt Disney? I don't think so. Like I said before, Disney has the brand. Everyone will continue to go to Disney because it's Disney. However, I do think Epic Universe attendance numbers will help Universal get their attendance numbers up. Now, how much will the attendance numbers go up? Well, quite a bit, but there's still no chance they outpace Disney. Disney is a full-on resort with 21 hotel properties. It's crazy. It's an international vacation destination that holds its name almost anywhere in the world. That was one of the most eye-opening things for me when I visited Disney. There were so many foreigners. Disneyland is the exact opposite. While it tries to be a resort, it's a locals park. Majority of visitors come from somewhere in California, so seeing people with accents and speaking different languages, it was very different for me. I think a lot of people will now visit Disney and add on Universal because of how good it is, but I think most average day families will visit Disney over everything else because of its brand. One thing I have to mention is Disney's response to Epic Universe. Current CEO Bob Iger has said Disney plans on spending $60 billion on their theme parks and cruises in the next 10 years. That is like an absolute mind-blowing amount of money. Now that does include all their properties, but even if a fraction of it goes to Orlando, that is massive. Somehow Epic Universe is only price tagged at $1 billion. I don't believe it at all, but I can't find a source that says otherwise. Now here are my thoughts on this situation. Disney outclasses Universal in general theming every day of the week. Now I understand the target audience for these two chains are slightly different. Universal definitely has a heavier teenage young adult presence, especially with their amazing events like Hollywood Horror Nights, but Disney is just better at immersing you in a world. It feels like there's thought put into it and it has a touch of magic that you can feel. Now at Disneyland, yeah, Adventures Campus sucks, but additions like Runaway Railway really feel like an intimate experience. For Universal, if you take Harry Potter and Nintendo out of the equation, it just does not flow well. Now Epic Universe has fixed these issues, but Disney has carried these ideals from the ground up and there's no arguing it. In summary, I just think Disney has the fans already, and no matter how hard Universal tries, they can't change this. I definitely could see the possibility of this shifting over 10, 20 years, but it's not an immediate change that will happen upon the opening of Epic Universe. That is just unrealistic to think that way. So no, Universal has not won the theme park war. And you want to know another reason why Universal has not won the theme park war? Well, let's look at the parks outside of Florida, because, you know, Florida is not the only place that exists. As far as Disneyland versus Hollywood, well, Disney kind of fell behind literally this year. The opening of Super Nintendo World was a success for Universal, and the Toontown renovation and opening of Runaway Railway was just a moderate success for Disney. You can't really beat one of the best theme park lands ever made with an opening of a mediocre land renovation, so yeah, not a huge thing there. Now for the future of these parks, Hollywood has the Fast and Furious roller coaster, which looks like it will be the best coaster on the West Coast upon opening, and Disneyland has Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and they are hinting at an Avatar land. So Universal wins again. However, Disney has a massive expansion plan called Disneyland Forward, and if followed through with, it will make Disney the true resort destination, while Universal Hollywood remains a day park. And it kind of sucks for them because they are landlocked into the hills of Hollywood, and their only expansion is to take out studio space, which they vitally need. But Disney is also landlocked, so they also have an insane amount of influence on the city, so they could do anything they want. Now overseas is where Disney just dominates. No matter how of a park Disneyland Paris is, they are completely dominating the Europe market. There's just no competition from Universal. I mean, they are competing with Phantasialand, Europa Park, and maybe Alton Towers, but as far as truly immersive experiences go, Disney just owns that category. Now this could change depending on Universal's plans to expand into a UK destination. I am very skeptical of it, but they have land, so maybe, just maybe, it will happen. If so, this is just another point that Universal is on the rise, but not there just yet, and even when Universal opens, I don't expect Disney to take a hit. Now, Japan is very interesting because I feel like these two parks are trading off and there's not really a clear winner. Universal Studios Japan is actually the most visited park in Japan, but also Disney has two parks and more of that resort feel. I do think Disney is going to leapfrog Universal Studios because of their Disney Sea expansion this year. They poured another $2.1 billion into a Fantasyland-like land. I feel like a lot of people kind of miss this whole expansion project, but it's absolutely huge. There's going to be a Spider-Man type ride system themed to Peter Pan, so I'm really looking forward to that, and there's also 3 other really solid attractions along with a 5-star hotel in a similar style to Epic Universe's hotel. It definitely is the biggest thing to be constructed at the resort since Disney Sea, and it shows their dominance in Japan. Universal has a Donkey Kong roller coaster to show for it, and while this is a solid ride, it's nowhere close to the $2.1 billion expansion that Disney just put out. Now, in China, it's like not even close. Universal Studios Beijing is the second least visited Universal park, only behind Singapore. They only have one unique good ride, being Jurassic World Adventure, which uses the Spider-Man ride system. They also have the Universal staples, Harry Potter, Transformers, and a Hulk clone, and a Kung Fu Panda land that is slightly above average. Now this would be a good park, except it costed twice as much as Epic Universe to build, and it's nowhere near the level of Epic Universe. Disneyland Shanghai is even less original now that Tron got built at Magic Kingdom, but it has the numbers to back up its success. And one thing to mention is that Universal is unrivaled in the Singapore market with their park there, and Disney in Hong Kong with Disneyland there. So there are all the overseas parks. I feel like Universal is slowly catching up in this market, and Universal Studios Japan is doing very well. However, they are very behind in terms of attendance for the same reasons as Florida. Disney is more of a resort property that caters to families, while Universal does not have that brand name that Disney does, and targets a more specific audience. So has Universal won the theme park war? No, they have not. Has Disney won? Not really. They're in the lead but losing ground fast. Universal is on the up and up, but they just aren't there yet, and I think in 20 years, maybe 10 years, we will see if it actually gets close, but right now, it's just not a competition. That's all for today's video, guys. Let me know if you agree with my decisions in the comment section down below. As always, make sure to like and subscribe, join the Discord link in the description. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.